Hello, my name's Peter and I'm here today to show you how to install 0007 in an older timber frame shed. Now we won't be using any framework, we won't be using any chicken wire or glue, and we won't be taking the roof off. We're using our magnetic system, and I'm here to show you how. Well, when you receive your material in the post or by the delivery man, it'll look something like this here. Now the first thing we do before we start our job, rather than take a big heavy roll up onto our ladder or scaffolding, we cut our material into short, manageable lengths. And of course, the first thing we do, of course, is we give the floor a bit of a sweep to make it a nice clean area. What we do now is we just lay the roll flat down on the floor. Now Dave and I have decided to do halfway across the shed first, which is about 6 metres. Now you can measure the foil out if you like, or you can just, using a measuring tape, or you can just lie it on the floor and roll it halfway across the shed. Simply roll it across. In this case, it'll be approximately 6 metres. When you get to that point there, you get your trusty Stanley knife out and simply cut the foil across. Now, once you've got your foil cut in half, put your Stanley knife away so you don't cut ourselves, and roll it back up again. You can either roll it around something or just simply on its own and just roll it up. There we go. A nice, easy, small roll that'll go about halfway across the shed. Well, now we've got our roll cut into the short, manageable length. What we have to do is make sure as much as possible to get the top of the roll nice and flush, so that when we trim it, it all stays nice and parallel. So we just fluff it around there a bit like that and get it nice and parallel on both ends. There, and we get it nice and square, and that's important. And then at this stage, then we lay it on a table or on the floor, and we lay it down flat, and we in fact flatten it into a flat roll. Now it's a ribbon. The next stage is to measure between the timbers. Now these on this fairly old workshop vary, so different parts of the shed have different distances in between, but you have to cut them accordingly. Right, well then, once we've got our measurement from up in the roof, which in this case happens to be 1.17, we simply get a felt pen or a marker and mark it off at that distance there, like that. Now that's done. Now we can cut that either with a pair of tin snips, or in fact with a sharp Stanley knife we'll cut through that quite easily. Right, well in the material that's been sent to you, you'll find that you've got your magnets, and they usually come in bunches of about 25. So you peel one off, and you can lay it on the top of your cut foil, and here we trim the magnet strap to the correct length. Now usually we cut the magnetic strap just slightly less than what the foil is, so we just trim him off there, and if we trim a bit off both ends, it means that we get a magnet on the extreme on both ends. Sometimes that doesn't always work out. Sometimes we have to put an extra magnet on, and you'll usually find a few spare magnets in the kit that you get, in the materials that you get. Right, the next stage now is putting this magnetic strap on the end of this foil. This is a bit of a trick of the trade, and it's a very clever, it's a very handy little trick. What you do, you simply place one magnetic strap underneath the edge of the material, and you get another one that you've already cut. They stick together. Right. And you place this one on top of the other one with the magnets facing upwards. And you just simply place that on top of there, and that locks on. So now our foil has a magnetic strap on the end. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it up into the roof, and that's going to be our first run. So that saves us a lot of messing around. We can just clip that straight onto the roof and then start unrolling the material. And then once we've come to the other end, we can revisit this end again and retrieve one of our magnets to be used at a later date. Well, now we've got our roll, and we've got it nice and flat, and we've got our magnetic strap on the end. All we do is simply offer that up to the area that we want done, and it should just lock on there. Just lock it on like so. Right, now I'm going to get Dave now to help me roll it out. Now, all right, Dave, I'll take the straps, you take the foil. And we simply roll it out. Now you can come out every 6 or every 8 ridges, depending on how neat you want it. 6 makes it very neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We put a crease along here, like that. Grab our magnetic strap. We put the strap up there against the tent. There you go, and that locks it on. We go along another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go 8 if you wish. 6 or 8, it just depends on how many straps you want to put. Up. And you continue along in that manner until you come to the end. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you put the strap at the top. Put the strap at the top of the corrugation. And locks it in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we've done our run up to this point now, and what I've done is I've just cut that off there with a sharp knife. I'll put the knife away, and now we just simply push that up onto the other part of the roof, overlapping it, as we see there, and we get our magnet, make it nice and flat, and put our magnet in place like that, and that's all nice, and we can tidy up around these little bits later on. Every now and again you're going to come across awkward little pieces that don't sort of fit exactly, but at the end of the day, as long as the foil is there, and if there's a few little gaps and bits and pieces and it's a little bit crimpled and untidy, that makes no difference to the effectiveness of the foil itself. So how neat and tidy you keep it, and you want to do it, is entirely up to yourself. But neat and tidy or a bit rough, the results in terms of you being cool are exactly the same. By the way, don't forget, this is a DIY program, so if you have some better ideas or you have some questions, don't hesitate. Just give us a call or give us an email and we will respond. Thank you.